Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse the way I look, the humidity here in Japan is crazy and my hair does not look okay. Yes, as you just heard, I am finally in Japan. I am in my apartment right now. And wait, I know what you're thinking, Zach, where is the apartment tour? I am getting around to it, it's just I'm still adjusting. I've only been here for about 2 weeks and just still, getting my footing. So I'm just making this video as sort of like a 2-week update. I arrived here in my placement in the city that I'm going to be teaching at on August 9th, so I've only been here at the time of recording for about 2 weeks. I just wanted to update you guys more about what I've been up to since getting to my city. And if you want like more detailed videos, you can check out my TikTok here about my sort of day-to-day lives. I'm slowly but surely going to be uploading more. I'm just still working. So, speaking of working, let's get into that. So on August 9th, I woke up at like 5 a.m. because I had to meet my departing group at around, I think, 7 or 8. Our flight to Iwakuni, which is a city here in Yamaguchi Prefecture, was around, I think the flight was at 10, maybe 11. It was delayed a little bit, so I took that plane to Iwakuni, and from there I was met with 3 different people from my board of education, which is like the sort of like my supervisors, my bosses. So I met 3 of them. Let's just call them Mrs. M, Mrs. O, and Mr. O. And no, they're not married, they just have the same initial. So the 3 of them met with me at the airport, and they were kind enough to drive me to my city, which was about an hour away from Iwakuni. I am not saying where I am placed just yet for, safety reasons, but I will still show you guys around my city when the time comes. So as they were driving me, input footage here, I was sort of just still waking up. Honestly, I was really tired from the flight, which was only about like an hour long, but still I was tired. So as they're driving me around, they're just getting to know me, asking me about my hobbies and what Canada is like and what I'm excited to do in Japan. And they're very sweet. I was just so tired. I feel so bad. I just wasn't, in the best mood. But anyway, so we get to my city and they take me immediately to City Hall. Now, my job as an ALT, I'm going to be teaching at junior high school. Whether you're teaching at elementary or junior high school, that means you're a municipal or you're a city ALT. You work directly for the city. And if you're teaching at a high school, if you're a high school ALT, a senior high school ALT, you are a prefectural ALT, meaning you work for the whole prefecture as opposed to just the city. So I work directly at City Hall, and I've been working there for the past 2 weeks. So anyway, once I get to the City Hall, they take me in and show me what floor we're on, and I get taken to my desk, and then I go make my rounds and meet the people in my department and the surrounding departments. So I work in the education department, but there's also a general affairs and some other departments who I'm not too familiar with, honestly. When I get there though, I walk around and meet everyone, trying to remember people's names and giving my little self-introduction in Japanese, which I had practiced literally on the flight to Iwakuni. So yeah, after I made my rounds, I just went to my desk and organized some things. And then we were off quickly to different places. They wanted to take me to the, I believe, City Hall registration to register myself as a citizen or a temporary resident in the city. So I went there and luckily Mrs. M filled out a bunch of forms for me because they were all in Japanese and I obviously only speak a little bit, and they just needed to set me up as a citizen, so we did that. And I think they also went to a gas company or something to set up that. I don't know. I'll be honest, I kind of just walked wherever they were taking me and, trusted that whatever they were doing was for, a reason. Anyway, after that, we also went to a bank, Japan Post, which is one of the banks you can find throughout Japan. I chose Japan Post as opposed to maybe Yamaguchi Bank just because Only Yamaguchi and the surrounding prefectures would have it. If I were to travel outside to maybe a different prefecture, I wouldn't have access to my bank, which is not the best. So I set up my bank account there, and in Japan they have bank books. They don't really do cards too much. You can get debit and credit cards, but for a foreigner it's a little bit difficult. So I got my bank book and I deposited some money. I figured out how to use the ATM in the bank, which was very interesting. Check out my TikToks about that. I'm sure I'll post something shortly. Anyway, after getting the bank situation done, the supervisors took me to the cafeteria in the city hall. It's just actually a separate building, but they took me there because I think we were all a little bit hungry. It was around lunchtime then, so they took me to the caf, and the way that you order there is very interesting. There's like this little machine where it has like the menu, and you put in the money, you put in the coins, and you click one of the options, and it prints out a little receipt with any change that you may need or have. And then you go up to the little cafeteria sort of section, you give them your receipt, and they make your order for you, and then they call it out later and you pick it up and you eat. So I had eaten, I think I picked curry or something just because I wanted to try it, and it was very cheap. It was very affordable. It was like 450 yen maybe. I'll see if I have a picture insert again here if I do. And yeah, it was really yummy. I sat with the three of them who picked me up from the airport. We didn't really talk. It was more of like, I think in Japan you just kind of eat and then do it later, but you can chat later. But I was still kind of getting my footing, and just like I was so tired that day. So after eating, I think we had gone to the mall. I think we went to Yume Town, which is a sort of chain mall in Yamaguchi Prefecture. So they wanted to show me the different providers for Wi-Fi, because at this moment I only had my like SIM card from Sakura Mobile, which is one of the many SIM providers, the data plan providers here in Japan. So I had that, but I needed Wi-Fi as well. I couldn't just hotspot my phone to like my laptop and my other devices. It wasn't really feasible. So they took me to the mall and we went to different providers. And luckily they just went around and talked to a bunch of different providers, SoftBank, Docomo, au. These are all different providers here in Japan, and they sort of just like got quotes for me and told me the amounts so I could think about it later on and choose which one I wanted to go with. And then also in the mall, there's like a supermarket on the first floor. They told me that we could either go to that supermarket or a separate grocery store, and I was just so tired. So I was just like, let's just go to the first floor, do the groceries. They wanted to show me how to buy groceries in Japan, because not that it's super different, but you know, there's little things to kind of figure out. So we go to the supermarket, I pick up some groceries. I'll be honest, I was again so tired. I cannot say this enough. I was so tired, so I literally just picked up some bentos, and they're like, oh, you need veggies. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I go around and get some veggies, I get some juice, just small things. I was like, I honestly don't really want to do this right now, but whatever. I picked up some groceries. They took me to the cashier. You kind of just hand the basket to the cashier, and they then take your items and place it into another basket after scanning it, which was interesting. And this basket may be like on the cart that you went to the cash with. So it's pretty cool actually how they kind of like move it around. And then they, I guess, tell you the amount. So they have this like separate machine on the side where you go and pay. It tells you the amount, and then you choose your method of payment. Mine had just been cash, so I click on cash, put in the money, take the receipt, you know, grab the change, and then you take your groceries and go to the bagging section. They don't bag it for you. So bagged my groceries, and then they took me to my apartment. So after all of that, after the mall, we went to the apartment, and I could finally see where I was going to be living here in my city. So I walk in, they show me how to, you know, get to the apartment from City Hall. And it's only a 10-minute walk, so it's not too bad. We walk into the apartment and it's literally blazing hot, so they show me how to turn on the AC first thing, and then I kind of walk around and take a look. The kitchen, the bathroom area, my bedroom, and just like the main area. Here in Japan, I guess you consider an LDK, a 1 LDK, meaning 1 bedroom, living, dining, and kitchen. The way Japan does sort of like room naming, I guess, the nomenclature of the apartments here. It's very interesting. Maybe I'll make a TikTok on that later. But yeah, so I have enough space here for 1 person, and I promise you guys I will make an apartment tour once I tidy up a little bit and just have more time to record that. So anyway, they show me around the apartment a little bit. I mean, it's not that big, so there's not much to show, but they show me how to turn on the like hot water and just general things. It came with like a rice cooker and microwave and stove and fridge. So there were a lot of things that I luckily had. I know other ALTs don't really get anything. Some of them have bare bones, but I was lucky enough to get all this stuff from just the apartment, and my predecessor had also left me a desk and some cleaning supplies. So I was really grateful for that because I didn't have to go and buy any. I already had some ready, so thank you so much. But yeah, so I sort of just like unpacked my suitcases, which we actually got from City Hall. They were sent from Tokyo to the city, and then I took them from City Hall to the apartment, and I started unpacking my things slowly. I was really tired again, so yeah, I just took out the necessities like toothpaste and toothbrush and some clothes. But yeah, the next day they wanted me back into City Hall, so I had to get up, and I didn't really get the best sleep because yes, I was tired, but I was still adjusting to the time difference. It's 13 hours difference from where I'm from. So I wake up the next day, I don't even know what I had. I think I had a banana for breakfast and maybe some orange juice, and I just walked over to City Hall. I didn't have any nice business clothes yet because it's really hot here in Japan, and I brought a lot of long sleeves, but they literally said, please do not wear long sleeves and do not wear a suit, because I had worn a suit to the airport and they're like, please take that off. It's burning hot. You don't need to wear one. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So I had to go buy some short sleeve shirts, but I didn't have a chance to when I first arrived. So anyway, I go to the City Hall and I say hi to everyone, say good morning. And then a lot of people were on like vacation, or I think they were just absent, so I didn't really see everyone. But I brought my omiyage, which if you remember from the last video, I had those like little candies in the pouches. So I walked around and I unfortunately only had enough for my department. I was only given a list of the people in my department, so I counted that many for my omiyage. But luckily I had all that maple candy that was extra, so I kind of went around like Santa Claus and gave out little like, or like trick-or-treating, I gave out little maple candies and I gave the pouches to people in my department. And they were very grateful. They were so happy to get something from Canada. So I walked around and gave that, and then I think just sat at my desk and made my Chigo Shokai, which is my self-introduction for my students. So yeah, it was like a nice couple days. Like I had arrived on Wednesday and then I worked Thursday on my self-introduction, and then Friday was actually Mountain Day. It was a holiday, so I just went to the mall and picked up some things that I needed for my apartment. It was really fun to just kind of like explore my city and see the different restaurants around and see what stores are in the mall. But yeah, it was kind of a little nerve-wracking because my Japanese was so limited and still is, and I had to figure out how to say like, oh, where is this, or how much is this? But you know, it comes with practice, and it's honestly really good to be immersed in the language to learn it. But yeah, so that was just a small little update on, you know, my flight to my city and what I was doing around that time. And since getting here, I've just been going to City Hall and working on my self-introduction, studying Japanese a little bit, and definitely shopping. If you follow me on Instagram, follow me here, you will see basically what I'm doing day to day. It's basically shopping and eating, but you know, I'm here, I'm trying to explore and have fun while I'm here. I'm all by myself, so I'm really trying to make the most of it. I do live in the Inaka, which is the rural areas of Japan, and not that I'm, you know, disappointed in that. It's just a different experience than maybe other ALTs. And again, ESID for the JET program, ALTs or prospective JETs watching, ESID is something you will hear a lot. Every situation is different. So everything I'm talking about may and will be different for you. So yeah, that was just my little update on what I've been up to. I promise you guys I will try to post more. I'm still just, you know, figuring out what to post and if I'm allowed to record outside. You know, there's different rules here in Japan. But anyway, I hope to maybe make some videos grocery shopping or thrifting once I find some stores. I just want to make sure it's okay for me to be recording outside, but I would love to show you guys my city and just, you know, take you guys around. So anyway, with that is my little update for you guys. Please like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and please leave a comment letting me know what you thought about this video, and again, any other videos you hope to see. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!